Pressure doesn't create character. It reveals it. Because when things are easy, anybody can say they have faith. And Acts 4-6 asks a different question. What happens when following God starts costing you something? Welcome back to Born Sinners. Marty, you want to say hello?
Hi.
I don't want to get you all upset again because I didn't introduce you to the people.
Who are you?
My name is Brad. And Taylor?
I'm Taylor.
There he is. Now we don't have to have Marty yelling at us for not introducing. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
They look like you got a reboot or something. Whoa. Marty just almost fell out of his chair. What happened?
Nothing.
Do you have a fancy chair with all the buttons and the levers?
Yeah, it's a lazy boy.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Dude, that sounds nice. No, it's lazy. Lazy boy.
Definitely sounds lazy.
Sam's Club. Shout out.
Shout out Sam's Club. You're Raymond. You know what? I'm so mad he doesn't even listen. He doesn't get to hear his name be yelled like that.
He'll get over it. You won't, but.
So last week in Acts 1-3, we talked about waiting, purpose, and God using ordinary people. And this week in 4-6 of Acts, not the shower in a can, we see what happens when the momentum starts getting challenged. So the church is growing, people are getting saved, and then immediately opposition shows up, which that was one of the biggest things I think that jumped out to me this week. But so Acts 4, we did it again. We didn't talk about the verses that we wrote down. So you want to all say it on 3 so that you don't just say ditto again?
What Brad said.
That's crazy.
Are you going to count down or?
I don't know. You never answered me.
I was just waiting for you to.
We're forgetting the rules again. Like I'd say something and then you speak back. Like,
oh, is that how you conversate?
That's how communication works, I guess.
Typically, yeah. I'm not good at it, obviously. So 3, 2, 1, 4,
4:19.
12. Oh.
Oh, look at us. So 12, 19, 20. I also wrote down 11, which was another one, but 20 was kind of. So let's start at 12, Taylor.
Okay. Acts 4:12. Salvation is to be found through him alone. In all the world there is no one else whom God has given who can save us. Talking about Jesus.
Yeah, right before that, I was reading, this jumped out at me as Jesus is the stone you builders rejected, which has become the cornerstone. Like that was like pretty cool. And that's Peter talking to
Pedro?
Yeah, your friend Pedro.
Pedro for president.
I think it's crazy. Isn't it wild that like this is not too long after Jesus is literally resurrected, and these guys like they're seeing them heal people and like these miracles, and their first thought and their first issue is not like they're just mad. They're like, oh, we gotta make these guys go away.
You put in the slammer.
They do get arrested. That was wild. 19, Marty. Why'd you choose that one?
I just feel like it's a question that everybody thinks of and kind of debates on answering. So should we obey God or man? Especially when
Yes.
it comes to like you don't see God working.
Yeah, so I'm reading it. I can see Taylor's also got it open. He's reading it. But there's somebody in their car right now driving. And they can't read it right now, Marty. So
You
I need
think
you
we
to
got
read
that
it.
many followers?
I need you to read it for the people. No, we have a couple followers, and I know one of them listens to it in their car.
But
Oh.
Pedro and John replied, "Do you think God wants us to obey you rather than him?"
Thank you for reading that. That was very well
Well
done.
said. Yep.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So I wrote down 20, which is the next verse. As for us, we cannot help speaking about what we have seen and heard. Like I like that a lot because it was like we can't help it. Like we saw this, we heard this, and just like on fire. Like we got to talk about it. You know, like kind of like when you have like a weekend, like you with your family or a vacation, and like stuff happens, and you like can't wait to share it with people when you come back. That's kind of what it made me think of. Like they were like so excited to just share it, and that's where
They get arrested.
yeah, they do get arrested. Let's talk about that because I feel like
It's
you really
just
want
so
to talk about
wild.
it.
It's wild. Just, I mean, they heal somebody and then they just end up getting arrested. Like, imagine just helping somebody and then you just get punished for it. And I feel like that kills the idea of that obedience guarantees comfort.
You know what I thought about? I thought about Byron and Kyle at camp.
That's also
So we left a little nugget out of our story last week.
I shouldn't be
Byron
laughing.
and Kyle were the two transients that we prayed for and kind of spent some time with for a minute.
Can you say transients on this thing?
Transients. Yeah, it works. What I mean is homeless
Bleep
better?
it out.
Just, don't mess around. Is homeless better? I don't know. What do they prefer to be called?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
nomads.
not that PC. Nomads.
I thought transients was like a. I thought that was
Not in the world today, but
is
I
it really
guess
bad?
Technically, they're nomads. I guess you're right, but no, I just didn't know they were trans.
Yents. That's the key.
You're not wrong, Brad.
Well, I'm being made to feel like I'm wrong, and that's not nice.
Worse.
This is a person who is staying or working in a place for only a short time.
Okay, yeah. So they weren't working.
Well, they were staying.
Oh, okay. Good. So
That's where the or comes in.
So Taylor were there, like we're praying for them, like they're like, "Thank you so much," and then they walk like half a block away.
Well, hold on. We had this just like beautiful moment of just like everyone praying for them, and like it was a great moment. And then go ahead, Brad.
Why did you stop me to say exactly what I just said?
Because it was to emphasize just it was a great moment. Like it was awesome to see like just these two strangers just getting that support that they needed.
Okay, now I feel the picture's been painted. Thanks, Marty.
All right. Just to emphasize though, it was a beautiful moment. And we finish up with what we needed to do. And then we turn and there were these ladies with the golf cart, kind of like the golf cart, the beer cart at the golf course. Kind of like that, but it was church camp with energy drinks instead. And I was like, oh, we need to go get that energy drink cart. So we start walking over there, and then Marty and I look at each other and just like, oh my gosh, seriously, the campus police like stopped them as they were trying to walk, and we're like, man, here we are trying to help them out over here, and then they're like, nope, not today. So that's what I thought of when I was reading this. I was like, they're over here like not causing problems, and then they get arrested. I don't know if they actually got arrested, but for the sake of this story, they got arrested.
Damn, the Christian Paul Blards are wild.
Yeah, they don't mess around. No, this was NAU, the campus security police, not Paul Blart's. So yeah, so they get arrested, and then I don't know, like I have a hard time with why these religious leaders, like they believed in this, they saw them, they saw the miracles, and they just like,
Nope.
yeah, they just don't want to be about it. It's like they don't want to be wrong. Like it's like, no, what we want to be real, we're gonna make that real. So like, even though all these people are seeing, believing, they don't really care. They only worried about with what they believe.
But I mean, what, they let them go because they wanted to prevent a riot.
They didn't let him go.
Yeah, they did.
No, they went back to get him, and then they were gone.
I thought they let him go.
Marty, you got to read this before you show up, bro. Let's read it together.
I'm all reading. I must have read it too fast.
Yeah, remember they go to
It says the council then threatened them further, but they finally let them go because they didn't know how to punish them without starting a riot.
That was later. In the middle, they go to get him, and then the jail is empty. The guards at the thing, doors locked. They open it, and it's empty. And then they come back out, and they're like, hey, they're not in there. They're like, what? And then they see him down in the common area or whatever.
Solomon's porch, or
I don't remember where. Solomon's colonnade. Is that where? I don't know if it's in 4 or 5. But do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm wrong. I think that happened once.
I mean, I was just more concerned. I guess I get more concerned about them getting let go. But, you know, I don't know.
I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, neither did I. We're going to cut that out.
No, you don't cut our stuff out. You're stuck, bud.
You say leave it in.
You say leave it in.
Wonder Woman.
No, we don't need Wonder Woman right now. We need to know why did I read? Maybe I dreamed it. I dreamt it. Is it in 6?
Oh, it's Acts 4:21. But then they did get arrested again. So the council warned them even more strongly and then set them free.
Yeah, but where is it where they are, like they go back to get them and they're gone?
Maybe that was in a dream, Brad.
5.
See, you're jumping ahead here, Brad.
Well, I didn't realize they got arrested twice or detained or whatever. Anyways, okay, well, let's just move on. Peter. Marty likes to talk about Peter, so let's get this out of the way. I think what I notice is like same person, right? That he was in John, but he's like transformed. Just like we could say, like we could relate to that. I think we had a moment where we were, like I don't feel like I'm a different person today than I was a year ago, but I am different. So he denied Jesus, and now he's standing in front of these leaders, like getting arrested, and he's not backing down. He's like firm in that faith. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Same, but different.
But, dude, I was thinking the same.
But still same. Sorry, Brad.
No, it's fine. I don't know what you were talking about, so it's fine.
Oh, we'll debrief later.
Cool. Why do you think people stay quiet about things they believe?
It just goes back to the fear of being right in front of people, or the fear of worldly things compared to non-secular things.
I mean, I might circle back to, like you said earlier, like the pressure that comes along with it.
What was that, early John?
Yeah, I mean, like what John was it 16:33? Like in the world you will have trouble, and it's not maybe, it's you will.
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of us need that reminder because we keep expecting obedience to protect us from the pain that we go through. But sometimes obedience is what leads us into that pressure. And I feel like obedience doesn't always lead to applause. Like it leads to the complete opposite. And pressure doesn't create character, it reveals it.
That's funny. So something I wrote down here is, I was going to ask you, if you think that pressure makes people stronger, or does it reveal what was already there? And if you recall, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about diamonds.
Forever.
That pressure makes diamonds. Diamonds are forever, but that's not it.
It doesn't. I mean, pressure also turns things to dust. You guys ever watch those hydraulic press videos?
Yeah.
Those are
Bunch of
addicting.
watermelons in there.
They're
Yeah.
seriously addicting.
But I mean, I feel like it goes back to the 419. Like, should we obey God or man? Where we get that pressure, like that's the question. You know, a lot of us don't have a faith problem. It's just like an approval problem where we say God first, but I mean, we say that until, he makes us stand alone. And I feel like that's when we really feel that pressure.
Yeah, but wouldn't you not say that's a faith problem? If you were 100% into your faith, like he's got it, you wouldn't have a problem when he puts you all by yourself when you're alone.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I 100% believe in God, but there's those times where it's like,
Well, you're not perfect, Marty. That's what I'm saying. We're
well, yeah,
just.
that's what I'm saying.
I think it's a faith problem, also.
Faith/approval problem. I think the uncertainty and that discomfort that we stand in is that pressure where we still believe, but also we're doubting.
Which is a faith problem. If you had faith, you wouldn't have doubt.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Okay, ready? We're gonna have our first argument.
Oh,
Go.
snap.
I guess maybe you would have some doubts still, but I feel like if you have, don't Google the answers, Marty.
I'm not.
Your
It's
keyboard
ChatGPT
clicking
in
back there. Jarvis, please give me an answer to this so I can tell Brad he's stupid. I think that if you are standing by yourself, if you're alone and you have a full faith in God, then you're fine. You can stand in those uncomfortable spots and you can, you just know. And I think that it's just a lot of us say we have that unshakable faith, but I don't think we really do when it comes down to it. This is when you gotta like say an argument back. What does ChatGPT say?
Well, is this Copilot?
You are not ChatGPTing the stuff. This we're gonna lose all credibility if you're over here AIing.
It's the Holy Spirit.
Marty.
Oh my gosh.
Are you gonna think
You might be right. I mean, it says faith is trust and conviction and
you
something
seriously
beyond
Googling
proof.
stuff?
Yeah, I want to know.
I want you to tell me
I'm
what
using
you
my
think, and then we can.
resources.
Yeah, okay. Well, we don't have a Jamie here, bro. I want
Well-
you to tell me what you think from your heart, from your head, and
He
then
is
we
our
can
Jamie.
Google
I
later.
did, and you're like, you're wrong.
And you just so you're
And then now I
immediate-
Googled it, and now I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's right.
Well, I'm glad me and the Googs could be on the same page, but I just wanted to have a conversation about it. I don't, just I wanted to hear your thoughts. You don't have to. I could be wrong too. Probably not, but I could be. No, I'm just joking. I've been wrong a lot of times, and I think Nicole's home. If you want me to go grab her, she'll tell you. I do like I get what you're saying though. Like when you're by yourself or you're out on an island, and this is something that I like when I think about like why people stay quiet about things they believe. Like for my faith specifically, I never felt strong enough in my knowledge to put myself out there on that island.
Hmm.
Like if I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that are like not living for God or not godly in their ways, I'm like, I don't know enough to like really argue here. You know what I mean? Like we were joking about me being right. Remember a couple of weeks ago? Like that's just for our couple listeners. I do know that I'm wrong. I'm not right all the time, but we were joking about it, and I said I am right all the time because if I don't know, I just don't say it. Like I just shut up, and that's how I felt for a long time, and still even today, I'm not good at it. Like if I go in a room and it's not the like-minded people and they don't have that faith, I don't have what I feel like is the confidence in the knowledge and like to like if somebody says, "Oh yeah, well, if that's real, then what about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what to say to that sometimes." Like some of those arguments, I don't have like
Evidence to back it up.
yeah, I'm not confident in it enough and I don't know it 100%.
But I mean, I feel like that's the beauty in it, though. It's like faith isn't proof; it's a feeling. You know, like you believe because you've felt the presence of God, and so have I. You know, and that's where it's like people try to break that down. And it's like they'll never understand until they feel it.
What about you, Taylor? Have you had that? Because Marty knows that I have, and so is he apparently, but he left you out of that. Are
I
you gonna
mean,
answer? Thanks.
yeah, give me a second, dog.
Big dog.
Yeah, I'm thinking one specific instance, man, with somebody I'm pretty close with, and they're like kind of a late night conversating about different stuff, and he's like, "God, do you still believe this crap?" It's like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, I believe that crap.
I'm working on the rest of the sentence, so
No,
the
just I
rest
was
of
just it's like you believe in that crap. Like, yeah, I believe in that
it's
crap.
like, yeah, and then I've seen too much, and
Uh-oh.
uh,
Leave it in.
wife's dropping dishes she's doing.
You let her
Oh,
do the dishes, you are in trouble.
I don't let her. I make her.
Okay. For your sake, we're editing that out. Holy
Watch
crap.
next
we'll leave it.
episode. Taylor's not going to be in it.
Lexi sits down, she's like, "Hi guys. Taylor had to do the dishes. He'll be out shortly."
Surprised she didn't poke her head in or something.
Taylor
talking
could
about
come
me?
out and play. Could you imagine if it was live, like it was like playing in the speakers in your living room and she's just like boiling? That'd be awesome.
Not for me.
All right, sorry. So we got interrupted by broken glass or whatever that was. Were you finished with your story?
Man, I don't remember.
Your buddy was like, "You still believe in that crap?" And you're like, "Yeah, I believe in that crap."
Because I've seen too much and heard too much to not be a believer.
Yeah,
Kind of like
that's a good way.
Marty was just saying. It's a feeling, whether we have the evidence or not. Which, I mean, it does look like by reading the Bible we have more evidence every week.
Are you taking notes?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm reading the Bible.
Oh,
I was gonna jump into Acts 5 because I thought this was a crazy story, like wild.
Oh, they did.
a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, to say the least. So this is the story of Ananias and is it Sapphira? Sapphira? We can call her Sephora, like the makeup place. I can say that. So Ananias, and then his wife Sapphira, they sold a piece of property, and I don't know what like the context of why they were doing it, or like if, but these people were selling their land, and then they were bringing the money to the apostles' feet, and he brings the money to their feet, but he keeps some of it. He holds some of it off, he puts it away. His wife knows. She is full knowledge of the, I don't know what I was going to say, of the theft, I guess. But Peter asks him, how is it that Satan has so filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit and kept for yourself some of the money you received for the land? What made you think of doing such a thing? You have not lied just to human beings, but to God. When Ananias heard this, he fell down and died. Like, just bloop. Somebody hit his reset button.
Jeez.
Then the young men came forward, wrapped him up, buried him. 3 hours later, his wife comes in, not knowing what happened. And Peter says, tell me, is this the price you and Ananias got for the land? Yes, she said, that's the price. And then Peter says to her, how do you conspire to test the Spirit of the Lord? Listen, the feet of the men who buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out also. At that moment, she fell down at his feet and died. And then the young men came in, found her dead, and carried her out, buried her beside her husband. That's crazy.
My version says, that story, but when they ask her, she says yes. She answered the full amount.
Like really
And not
doubles
just,
down.
I think the context before this is in the last paragraph in Acts 4, talking about how all the believers were sharing their possessions. And I think this is where Ananias and Sapphira got that idea to sell their stuff.
Oh, because, okay, yeah, it is. So all the believers were in heart and mind. No one claimed any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had. Okay.
So, I mean, what? It wasn't about money. It's about image. What it seems like.
Is that what you're saying, or?
I mean, that's where my mind went. Yes, Brad.
He's off ChatGPT now.
Jamie, turn it off. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like they're, and there's a lot of Christians, and I think they push people away. Is they want to look Christian and not be Christian. You know what I mean? Like there's a word, and words are hard.
They want to look surrendered without the cost of surrendering.
Yeah, I was thinking. So the word I was thinking, trying to find was hypocrite.
Yeah, that's a word too.
That's a lot of. I think for a long time too, that like kept me from really going, because you like see these people and you're like, oh, they're doing this, but then are they really? And I could say that about myself too. Like there's times where, I'm not living that life that I want to live and say I'm trying to live. Like I'm like, you slip up and then you're like, oh, okay, now I'm one of them. And that's like not easy to say. Is she okay?
I'm about to yell over there.
So
Mom!
Are those dishes finished?
The dishes. That's hilarious. Yeah, I
mean,
don't
but
know. Like even saying that. Oh, he gone.
you go. This is where we'll put that
Put a
Please
mark.
stand by.
No, 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 no. Yeah.
You marked it?
No, 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 no. Yeah, but I think we leave it in. Na, na, na. Where are you going? This is crazy. Is
Alright.
he in his underwear? Look how big he is. That can looks so small. Hold
Huh?
that can up. Is that a small can?
It is a mini can.
Bro,
You
for
look like
fuck-
a giant, dude.
It's a normal size can.
No, it's not. This is a normal size can.
Yeah, so is this.
No, it's not. So, as I was saying, like even saying that out loud, like it's not like I'm like the scum of the earth or anything. Depends on who you ask, though. But I just feel like I could be better and should be better. And it's like it's not the easiest thing to say that out loud because I'm like even saying that I am better than I was a year ago, and then now I'm like you look and you're like, ugh, still got a little ways to go.
I think
So
we all
that's-
do, though.
Yeah, so that's not good.
I mean, like, that's all of us. So, because everything hidden eventually gets revealed.
Yeah.
I think that's the scary part because we say it all the time. Like, God isn't asking us to be perfect for Him. Like, He just wants the real us, and God can work with broken, but He can't work with fake, and you can't heal from what you keep hiding. And I feel like confession feels like dying to pride, basically. Like,
Taylor's device is struggling. It's
I saw
having
that
trouble
too.
keeping up with the recording. What should I do? It says.
Just let everybody in.
Does it say that on yours, Taylor? Or no.
Yeah, it does.
Got him.
21.
Taylor's recording will continue on a new track.
Oh, snap.
Hey, 21, Brad.
521.
No, 21. Table 21.
Oh, what about it?
You know how you're like,
You want me to tell him the story?
I feel like scum? Yeah, 21. Table 21.
Oh. So Taylor, you ready to hear a story?
Yes.
I'll try and make it quick. And where this is way off topic.
Wouldn't be the podcast without it something.
Yeah. If you're somebody that really gets upset when we don't stay on topic, maybe fast forward like 45 seconds. So we were at Chili's and Marty now works there and he orders food, but he doesn't tell him like where he's gonna sit. He got off work a little early and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna order food or whatever. I'm starving. But he just ordered it and I said, oh, did you tell him where you were gonna sit? Like sit here because I'm in my section or whatever and we can hang out. And then he goes, oh, I just ordered it. And I said, oh, great. Now you have to go sit over there at table 21, which is like in the corner. And he goes,
Well, mind
"Wow,
you,
seriously?"
Brad says this with the most like serious and like upset face and tone.
Yeah, I was like I was trying to be irritated, like, why don't you sit over here so we can hang out for a minute, talk? And then I went and I told like 6 other people, hey, Marty ordered this food, bring his food to this table. And if he says anything, say, oh, you rang it in as a this, so you have to sit over there. Like, So people are telling him like, "Oh yeah, I remember the first time I did that." Like, just so he really thought. So he sat over there by himself for probably like 5 minutes or so.
No, I ate my meal there.
Yeah, and it was like
Quietly.
it was the last game of the NBA
Tears in
Finals.
your chicken dippers.
Yeah, and yeah, so finally somebody told him like, "Hey, he's totally messing with you."
Well, in
And
my mind, I'm like, it's Brad. Like he's joking. And then I go to the table. I'm like, huh, my food's there. And then I just grab it. And then like one of the other servers is like, oh yeah, I remember doing that on my first day. It's like, yeah, it sucks. And I was like, well, maybe I have to sit here now. And they brought me silverware. So I just sat down and ate it.
That was way off topic, dude.
yeah, thanks.
But it's
I don't
funny.
I don't know why that came up, but back to Acts 5, land. I think like it wasn't about the money. Like the apostles, Peter's not like, "Hey, we got to eat. Like you should have given us our money." It was like just being honest. I think kind of what we were just talking about right now, like being able to say like, you know what? Yeah, I've improved in A, B, and C of my life, but I got the whole rest of the alphabet. Like I need to improve in all of those. Um, it's kind of what it made me think about for a little bit.
I think a lot of us forget it's not a race. Like it's a marathon. Like we're gradually getting there. I know I forget that. Like I'm like,
Yeah, guilty.
yeah, you feel shame, you feel that guiltiness, you feel that conviction, and it's just like, man, like I'm better than this. Like why am I doing this?
Do you guys think that people? I don't know how far back we want to go, but like, say through time, do you think that people become more authentic or less authentic than they used to be? And I feel like
Talking
this is
like
kind of a not that hard of a question now
I,
that I'm
I
thinking about it.
I don't feel like it's measured through time. Like I feel like it's just measured through what you experience. And like some things humble you, some things keep that pride going for you. So it's like whichever road you're taking, like it just depends on that route. Like, are you taking the left route where you're going to be humbled, or the right route where it's you keep feeding that ego?
Yeah, as soon as I asked it, my mind went to social media. Like, just unauthentic as all get out. Like, I mean, I know people personally. Like, I see their life, I see how they're doing, and then see their posts, and it's like just not. It's just like hmm, unauthentic. We'll leave it at that. Um, I just
Or
think,
hypocritical?
yeah, like just trying to like. My wife and I used to joke about people um, that would post about how great their life was on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, or how happy they were. Like, they're probably not happy. You know what I mean? Like, it just, and not saying that that's true for everybody, but it's just like seemed so prevalent. Like, these people had the social media life, like give me the likes and just trying to highlight reel their life. And the ones that do it so much, it's like, are you okay? Like, those are the ones you should check on.
I mean, I feel like it's still all about the control. Like they're controlling what you see,
And their
and they're gonna
appearance and
they're gonna paint that picture of that perfect world that they live in, and behind closed doors and that darkness, it's not.
Yeah, so but also in saying that, I don't think that it makes people more or less authentic. I think social media just like gives them another avenue
Hmm.
to express that.
Their inauthenticity.
Yeah. If we offended you, you know our numbers. Act 6. This really goes into. I'm sorry. Did you have something on 5
Oh, I
still,
was
Taylor?
gonna say,
Did I skip it?
no, but I guess you got it. This is where they get arrested, if you're wondering.
In the end of 5?
Yep.
I've been wondering for a while.
I like the middle
you-
of 5.
Did you read it?
I mean, I did, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The angel appears and releases them.
Yeah.
1920.
They arrested. So at 18, they arrested the apostles and put them in the public jail. And then 19, but during the night, an angel of the Lord opened the doors of the jail and brought them out. Go stand in the temple courts, he said, and tell the people all about this new life.
You know the dudes sitting in the drunk tank are like, whoa, dude.
Bro. Dude.
I gotta get out this Jesus.
Yeah, so then at 22, the officers arrive at the jail and they did not find them there, so they went back and reported. We found the jail securely locked, guards standing at the doors. But when we opened, we found no one inside. And the chief priests were at a loss, wondering what this might lead to. Then someone said, look, the men you put in jail are standing at the temple courts teaching the people. Marty. That's crazy.
What?
We were both right. They just got arrested twice. That's what's crazy. You know what's wild is that in the last 4 or 5 days, I've read this, listened to it, I don't know, 10 times the minimum. And when you were like, oh, I was like, no. I totally skipped over that they got arrested 2 different times. I feel like I could read this 100 times and find something new every time.
That's the craziness of the living word. But that's all I had for 5.
No, thank you for pointing that out.
I know you wanted to
6,
talk about it.
I did, and I did, and I got to, so thank you. Episode 12, I'm going to check off as a success in my book just because of that moment. It's really hot in this room. I forgot I broke my AC.
Oh, that's rough.
Just in this one section of the house. I gotta see if I can reset it. But anyways, Act 6 really jumps into like the serving, leaderships. I liked that the 12 gather, and then they basically come up with this plan like choose 7 among you, and then turn that responsibility over to them. So they're like basically kind of doing what Jesus did. Like he gathered them and then sent them out. You know what I mean? It's like the beginning of like
Growth.
yeah. But then also like it was a problem, right? Like started as a problem and then that was their solution. So it's kind of another thing I was thinking like how many, like, sometimes the biggest growth that you have is in the middle of a problem. Like, you got to solve that problem and you just have no choice. Your back's against the wall. You got to grow.
This reminds me of a Vanilla Ice song.
Wait, whoa.
Hey, that's my dit.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't have a quote for you today, Brad.
50 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's not even a Marty. Okay, hold on. Hit it.
Is that the quote?
No, it's not my quote. It's Taylor's quote.
No, I didn't have it pulled up, man.
What you said?
Not my type of music.
Oh,
Yo, I'll solve it.
only Marty goes like this. It reminds me of this quote. He pulls it out like Gandalf with his wand.
Gandalf has a staff, not a wand.
What's the one from Harry Potter? What's his name? Dumbledore.
Yeah, he has the Elder Wand.
One of those old wizard types. All right, this is really getting off the rails. So, personal connection that I had, obviously, we talked about this, some would say ad nauseum, but serving at high school, camp, just helping people and pouring into them. I think, Marty, you're kind of in the same boat. Did this like make you think of any of your missions and stuff?
Which part? Just
like the whole, the serving, like how they just chuck this across the room.
Just the growing of the church.
Just kind of like how they choose them and they're like, okay, now like you seven are gonna go and take this over, and the proposal is they're gonna turn the responsibility over to them. So like that whole passage and story of them giving them this responsibility to serve made me think of like the different serving that I've done, or like even other serving that I could do outside of the church and other people. But it made me think of your missions and stuff. Some of your stories about that are kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. But it seems like they're kind of, I guess, allocating different jobs to whatever, I don't know, spiritual gifts the different disciples are good with.
Yeah. Which is like serving.
Yes, exactly. But how are they serving? I got a good line to use in the next budget meeting with my wife. So that we won't have to talk about it. It's
Is it something about selling your land and holding some of the money aside? Because that does not end well.
Well, I don't have land to sell, so
okay,
that saves me there.
But you have dishes.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I think they're done. I haven't heard one drop in a while.
Or she's passed out or something. Acts 6:2. It is not right for us to neglect the preaching of God's word in order to handle finances.
So that's what you're going with, huh?
Bold move, Cotton.
We'll see if it works out in the end.
Yeah, we're going to need an update on the next episode. Kind of like this is a part that I was reading and I just felt like wasn't understanding. So Stephen, is one of the
That's good
7 they picked, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a man full of God's grace and power, performed great wonders and signs among the people. Sings. And then there's members of the synagogue. They begin to argue with Stephen. And they start persuading people to say that they've heard Stephen speak blasphemous words against Moses and God. Like, there's never any real reason other than they just didn't like, again, the miracles and what they were doing. So they try and take him down. Just like anytime you see somebody good, like there's like the devil just kind of pops up so often in all these stories. I think Marty and I were talking about this not too long ago. Like, you can feel like when something good is coming, because it's like you feel that pull from the devil. Like, you just like,
Mm-hmm.
you ever feel that, Taylor? Like something good is happening in your life, or like it's kind of like right before, like the calm before the storm, or almost like, and then you're like, what? Why? Why is this happening? It's like to keep your eyes off of the good, I think, is what we were saying.
For sure. I mean, I was thinking kind of even with just doing this podcast and recording and reading the Bible, I feel like I'm probably in a spot where it's the busiest time in my life. Work's insane. House projects, I got out the wazoo. I got other people asking me about different projects of sorts. And all just because it's good stuff. I don't think it's the devil, but we were talking early in this podcast where kind of busyness keeps us away from the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just gonna be like the arguer of this episode, but I feel like when I heard you say that, something that if the devil can use good for bad, you know what I mean? Like you said, I don't think it's the devil because it's not all bad, but it could be like he's keeping you busy with things that you enjoy and like that seem good, but he's keeping you busy in what you think is good, so that you're away from that word.
Well, I'll put my 2 weeks in tomorrow.
Pray, Brad. Now he's gonna be homeless,
A
Transient.
transient.
nomad.
No, I wasn't talking about work. You just said you seemed like it was like other people were wanting help, and you're like, it's not all bad. It's good stuff. So that's, I don't know.
Just, it's work. It's just, I got one of her neighbors. It's just a lot of work. I got stitching projects. I got plumbing projects for other people. And then,
You know how to do plumbing?
yeah,
That's
a
cool.
little bit.
Marty, what are you thinking?
Maybe we should hire him for Jake. Get that bidet fixed, you know?
Oh, that'd be hilarious. He
Ooh,
did say
that's
that
nice.
he did say that we could come to his house. We just can't go into his room. Remember? But we'd have to get into his room to get that bidet set up.
Well, he never said anything about Taylor.
Sick. I'm in.
Wouldn't that be funny? We just like get Taylor down here and be like, "Hey, Stefan, will you take us to Jake's house?" and we're just like, "Do. Hey, we're here to fix your bidet." That would be, oh my gosh. I bet you he would tell that story forever. Like these random guys just show up to my house. Yeah, Jesus sent us.
We felt led by the Holy Spirit.
So this guy was talking about how he put a bidet on his toilet, but it's not connected to the water. So he's like, yeah, it's been there for a while.
That's useless.
Yeah, that's the point.
The whole point of the bidet is the spritz.
The spritz is crazy.
That is kind of crazy. All right. Well, I think we talked a little bit about Acts and a lot of other stuff. I did enjoy reading these though. Like, I don't know what I'm noticing in Acts. It's different than John. John's like a lot of stories that are just like, I think it's Jesus' parables, like things that his stories really got my attention, and I'm like, okay, that's like I just like that story. And these are good stories also, but it's just different and trying to like get into them a little bit.
I mean, I told you the other day, just like, it was honestly a hard read. Like, John was like you said, John's different. Like, this was just a little bit of a harder read. I don't like reading either, but
it's hard.
yeah, there's only 26 letters.
In the English alphabet.
Oh yeah. Spanish one, you got the ñes,
Okay.
the tildes.
We're reading well, I was just gonna say we're reading the English. We're reading in English, but Taylor's got a Spanish Bible, so maybe not.
I read the English side, so we're good.
Okay, perfect. So I think, I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts, but it seems like a lot of it was just like the pressure was something we talked about, that integrity, with the story of the land and the money, and just that church growing, like the church back then, it grew because it wasn't easy. Like there were problems and they were solving the problems, and can kind of relate to that in my life, I think. So next week, do you know what we're going to? Comes after 6, Marty. 7,
Oh, 7.
8, 9. I will say this, that I was last week. Sorry, I'm getting off topic again. But I threw a 6-7 in there, and I was driving Finley to school, and I like tried to find it, or I don't know. I was taking Finley wherever, but we were driving, and I go, Finn's, listen to this. And I turned it up, and she's sitting there in the back seat, and I said 6-7, and she's like, just she thought it was the funniest thing. And then afterwards I was like, that was for Finley. So then she heard her name and she thought it was like even cooler. But there are a couple stories. I don't know when we'll get to them, but at some point I want to bring her on. She's going to be like our guest for 10 minutes, because I got a couple stories I want to tell about her. But are you okay?
I just heard something bump.
You heard something go bump in the night?
Yeah.
There's a monster in your room?
What flavor?
You're stealing my joke, Marty.
I should have said, you know what? Yeah, sorry.
Acts 7 through 9. That's what we're going to read. Nobody's going to listen after this, but
That's all right.
who's praying us out? Oh,
Hold on.
what did Stefan say? He tried to nose goes.
No, that's not what
praying.
happened.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That is not what happened. We're
I'll call
supposed to.
Stefan right now.
Well, that was his perspective.
That's
But
weird.
we're all we're all in a circle, and like he's like, okay, like two coaches pray, one praise you in, one praise you out. And I look at Brad, and Brad just immediately goes. And then I look at Nolan, and I go, look, Brad just went like this, and he starts laughing, and Stefan sees me, he's like, you should be the one praying. There's no nose goes here. I was like,
Wow. You know what I just heard? I wasn't really doing that. I was just going, "Oh, Brad did this."
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's exactly what you did. Hey,
All right,
Jesus
bud.
is watching.
He is. He is indeed. So,
I mean, I guess I'll go.
thank you so much.
Just get peer pressured into it.
Dude, talk about pressure.
Right. All right. Father God, I just want to thank you for bringing us all here together and being able to discuss your word and, just keep us grounded, keep us making each decision throughout our lives through you and keep it Christ centered and, you know, help us continue to serve our purpose for you, God, and, give us that boldness, make us honest and help us stay faithful to you, Lord. And, just keep shaping us to trust you. And in your name, amen.
Amen.
Amen.